Можлива загроза.
Yeah, the Save Life Extended mod has definitely helped make the game feel a little bit more alive. A little bit less things spawning right on top of you and attacking you. GSC's already talked about how the current spawn system that we have, where things kind of will spawn in and instantly aggro you, and just kind of like the event master not really behaving the way it's intended, it is not working correctly. So it's not like, oh no, they didn't add a life. Oh, it's, you know, it's not in the game. Like the example that I like to use is that it's basically a cake. All the batter's done. It's in the pan, but instead of being in the oven, it's in the fridge. Because there's just a lot of stuff that's turned off right now. And, you know, GSC has said multiple times the past couple days, at least in Discord when it comes to A-Life, is that it's a top priority for them, on top of fixing bugs in the quest line that are preventing people from finishing the story. Those are their top two priorities right now. And they have a lot of plans for how, like, the persistence is supposed to work for the NPCs, running patrols and squads, mutant squads, and everything in between. See, like, stuff like that, right? It's kind of weird. Like, yeah, they just spawned in and they just started shooting me, and, like, they're kind of far away. You know, I can barely hear their gunshots. Funny enough, I've been experimenting too. Gunshots only have range up to about 80 meters, which I hope they change, because if they do end up increasing the render range for things, you're going to be wanting to hear distant gunfire, you know, up to 300 to 500 meters out. So I'm really hoping that distant gunfire will be heard in the future, because sometimes that'll happen. It's like combat music plays, then you hear like a snap, and then you can't even hear the gunshot. And you don't even really know where it's coming from until you see the tracers. But again, this A-Life Extended mod has made those kinds of situations a little bit more bearable. You know, at least they're not spawning directly behind me and shooting me in the back 20 feet away. At least they're, you know, like 80 meters away. It gives me a little bit more time to react. You guys can get this mod on Nexus, by the way. I use the Alive portion, or the Alive module. There's a couple different versions that affect the spawns and the timings for things. But the Alive one so far has felt pretty good. I like it. Actually, I've been getting significantly more like action and kind of spawns here in Zayton compared to vanilla. Because the past few times I'd come to the swamp, it would be pretty dead. It'd be pretty rare for me to get into a gunfight. Let alone see some mutants spawn in or something.
Гей, сталкере, куди намилився?
Я гуляю, мутантів стріляю, артефакти збираю.
Краще гуляти подалі. Тут ти або з глузду з'їдеш, або підстрелять ті, хто вже з'їхав.
We're talking about zombies. Can't tell me. Oh.
Можлива загроза.
What you mean, dickheads?
Крайні мутанти. Завжди тут шаряться. Гірші за сталкерів. Ти хоч зброю тримати змієш.
That was pretty cool. I wonder if that was a scripted event right there. Because I've passed through this area before and this never happened to me. I wonder if that's just like some random dialogue that'll happen after fights and stuff. Because it seems like there is kind of a lot of that stuff in the game too. Especially when enemies are detecting you, like they'll sweep and clear after an engagement. And then once they're, you know, not in a caution phase anymore, they'll go back to like a passive phase. And it seems like a lot of those bones are there, like I said, for like this really cool immersion and persistence and a lot of like dynamic engagements that are so immersive. But it just, not all of it, like a lot of it's off, and it's just like, there's like bugs in the system. So it'll be really exciting to see them like get that working as intended, because even just that alone, I feel has so much replayability. You know, just being in the zone and wandering around, exploring, looking for loot. Then once like more mods come out, gives you more reason to do new playthroughs with different types of progression. It's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, as long as modders are going to be able to utilize Blueprint to mod Stalker 2, that is going to like basically be like Pandora's box for like the almost unlimited potential for how crazy some mods could be for this game. So as long as they have that, and you know the modders can utilize Blueprint, yeah, Stalker 2 mods are going to be insane. But that's going to be like the biggest factor though, is whether or not the modders will be able to take the full utilization of Blueprint and use that to make their mods. Yeah, exactly. Why do you want... I think what people say is when they want Stalker on Tarkov is they want like the weapon modding, the armor system, all the attachments and like weapons and shit and ammo types and whatnot. But, you know, with mutants and anomalies and stuff. Okay, looks like two patrols walked into each other. That's cool. It's nice to see moments like this when the A-Life is working. But they definitely throw way too many fucking grenades, though. I think those are actually a bunch of bandits. Actually, no. I think those are stalkers. I don't know, actually. The white hoods remind me of bandits. I'll just keep moving this way. They don't see me. Again, it's really cool to see just like stalkers walking in the distance with their headlamps and stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that I really want to get. But I want to be able to see this like 500 meters away, if I possibly can. I'm hoping that they'll add some scalability options in the game settings for the A-Life, so that way, you know, people can kind of configure it and tweak it to make sure that it runs well on their system. Maybe even adding some similar sliders like that on Xbox too, so people can, you know, kind of experiment with settings that they feel like work good for them. But more so on PC, I don't know if Xbox really will have that kind of scalability. They'll most likely have to lock the render range and a bunch of other things on console. But like I said, it'd be really nice to be able to, you know, be able to scale those types of settings to each individual computer. So that way, if you know, if your PC can handle a 500, 800 meter render range for stalkers, you know, so be it. But if you can't, you know, you can crank that down to like 100 meters or maybe less. You know, assuming that your PC can't handle all the, you know, entities moving around the map. But yeah, I can already tell being in Zayton here on my first playthrough with like vanilla. And granted, like, I haven't finished the playthrough yet. Oh, they're getting attacked by boars! Oh, one of them's dead. See, this is what I mean. Like, this mod is definitely working in ways that it's supposed to, because this is more than I've seen in terms of the environment interacting with itself than on a vanilla playthrough, for sure. So it's nice to see it's still active. There's still some bugs, you know. AI will still spawn on you and start shooting you and shit sometimes. We just had it happen, like, not too long ago, right? But it's nice to see, like, the intended effect of the A-Life, you know, stalkers moving through the zone, mutant squads and stuff bumping into each other. More gunshots in the distance right there. It could very well be those same stalkers, you know. And that's the kind of immersion this game needs. But again, if they do let us tweak the render range, we need to be able to hear gunshots much further away. Because those gunshots are like maybe 80 meters away, whereas like that sounds like it would actually be 400 meters away, like very distant, you know, ambient gunfire. You know, you can tell it's just coming in that direction, but it could be quite far away. Because right now, a lot of the sound is configured to only be within the vanilla render range, which is 80 meters. So I'm hoping that's either something the devs will extend, or if not, modders will do that, hopefully. But who knows if they can even like tweak like the distance of sound files right now. Because the sounds are good, they just need to be scaled for the distance, essentially. If that makes any sense. Because there's like levels of audio in terms of like when you hear gunfire, and you could, you know, you have your distant gunfire and near gunfire, close gunfire, etc.
Я тут не перший рік.
Al got a lot younger, dude. He's still balding though.
Тільки от султан його посунув.
I like his voice actor though.
Не без моєї допомоги.
Do you like the mod economy? Does it feel balanced? Yeah, the modular hard mode economy portions I think are pretty good. I just don't know if they're fully working right now. But so far, I think they have been quite fair. Kill him. Oh, crap. I love how when you jump up on top of something, they'll line of sight you. Like in this case, they're doing it pretty correct. But sometimes they'll like be trying to line of sight you in somewhere, like pretty stupidly, like maybe the Bloodsucker would hide behind like the fence right there. And I'll just be able to shoot him over and over. So hopefully they can make it to where if like the enemy's line of sighting you and you shoot them, maybe they like try and like reposition. But I like that they do that because in the base game you could just like quite literally cheese the shit out of them and they're very easy. Here they come. Got a hit on me. Get this loaded. One. Oh shit. No, not what I wanted to hit. Not the energy drink. Shit. Ah, no, he got me. Oh no, did we trade? No, he got me. Dang it. So yeah, right there compared to vanilla, because I have a mod that changes how my medkits work, you can't just get back to full HP after like a second or two. Because one thing I found very kind of corny about the vanilla game balance is not only how tanky enemies were, but also how like you could literally just be 1 HP and hit a regular medkit and then you're just instantly back to full HP. And it really just kind of feels like you're just healing off damage where you should just be dying. And it doesn't really make the gameplay feel very tactical. It's like, oh no, I'm almost dead. Hit F1 and I'm full HP. And then, oh no, I'm almost dead. And then you heal again. And like, it just kind of feels, like I said, the only word I can really think of, it just feels corny as hell. It just doesn't really feel like Stalker gameplay. Because to me, like what I'm used to in like Anomaly or Gamma, for example, an item that literally instant heals you all the way back up to full HP in a second or two is literally like the best healing item in the entire game. But it also has some serious negative downsides to it. And so for me, like, with how kind of gamey the medical and itemization balance is, I had to get mods to change it. And the mod we're using for that is the consumable and medkit overhaul. It changes how food works and changes how medkits work. And honestly, it's a really great mod. I think it's something that a lot of people should get if they really feel like the consumables in Stalker 2 are, you know, just kind of too simple. It also changes how food works too. So food still heals you, but it only heals you out of combat. However, that means you can actually use food as a pre-pop to take before you go into combat. And it lasts for, oh, I don't know, a couple 100 seconds. Or like maybe like 60 seconds, a couple minutes. And it depends on the food item too. Which I honestly think is pretty cool because right now food in the vanilla game is really icon pops up. For hunger, you eat food. You know, yeah, you can eat a bunch of sausage to get a bunch of HP if you wanted to, but like who the fuck's gonna do that? That's kind of weird, right? Like, we kind of should get away from the Skyrim cheese wheel balancing in games like this that are especially supposed to be very immersive and apply like emergent gameplay for each person in it. I think that's really important. So yeah, if we were on vanilla there, like I wouldn't have died to that Bloodsucker. I'd have been fine. Doesn't seem like they want round 2 though. Unless they aggroed from outside. Maybe they just didn't spawn this time. The other mod that we're using right now is the modular hard mode. That one I think is probably one of the best mods on the workshop right now for general game balance. I really like the way that it's been, you know, balanced overall. The progression feels really good. Upgrades and repair costs are fair. You actually make money from missions now, as well as selling artifacts, and you're not just having to spend all your money on repair costs. It also changes a lot of the difficulty of the mutants. It makes them squishier, but it also buffs them in a way. Makes them attack faster, move faster. It just changes the difficulty in a way that I think is more modern. Where the vanilla difficulty is just, veteran mode mainly means you just deal 25% less damage. That's the biggest change with the difficulty. All the other sliders in terms of how much money you make, how much durability you lose, how much repairs are, those are pretty negligible between the different versions. Where the modular hard mode really kind of lets you choose your own kind of proper difficulty for the veteran mode, whether that's like pretty punishing or a little bit more easygoing. And I think that's one of the reasons why the mod's really good, is because you can kind of pick and choose parts of it. What does that case say? It was like X11? Yeah, X11. I wonder what's in here. Maybe we'll find out later on. Maybe the side quest could tie into the rest of the story. Ah, shit.
Стояти! Кейса Султанового забрати хотів. Так тут за ним черга. Жени Кейса сюди, якщо не хочеш проблем.
Обійдися без кейса.
Думаєш, сильно розумний, гнида? Валіть його!
You guys are tough shit, huh? Oh, this is Knuckle. One of Sultan's dumb goons. Must have been some kind of fucking snitch. We also have another nice mod, increased melee range. I honestly think everybody should grab that. Oh shit. These dogs? Yeah, a bunch of dogs. Damn! Oh my god! Get him, boys. I know they lost one loner down. You know, one thing that would be really cool is if AI stalkers, like if that was one of their squad members that just died there, they would pick their body up and then they would like go bury them somewhere and create like a grave, you know what I mean? I feel like that could be kind of cool, like little persistent like stalker graves kind of around the map that are made. And then like obviously maybe like disappear after a certain amount of time or something. That's always cool to see. Counter suit, huh? 5.2, it's actually AP ammo. Looks like they're coming in here. What up, boys? There's another fight somewhere. Oh. Ow. It's okay. Still got my medkit, I think. Oh. Where? Sniper. So one thing that's a known bug right now is that AI, when they see you pretty far away, they can kind of like lock in on you. And sometimes like you can hear the snap when the bullet passes you, and you can see the tracer, but you can't hear the gunshot because the gunshot only goes out to like 80 meters. So I'm hoping if they can ever extend the view distance of NPCs, because it's only 80 meters right now, if we could say make it 300, that they also extend the audible range of like gunshots and like mutant howls. Because like for me, one thing I think that would make this like a million times more immersive is if I knew I could just hear very distant gunfire. And even if I pulled some binos out, I could maybe see that fight happening. That's one thing that was very much possible in the original games and in the mods nowadays. Same thing with being able to hear mutant howls. So like if you hear snorts or barks in the distance, even if it's a couple hundred meters away, you know that's a squad of mutants out there. And that kind of stuff adds so much immersion, because there are some gunshot sounds and mutant sounds that are just a part of the ambient track. And I personally think that can throw people off, because you're like, oh my god, a bark, and you think it's a dog. But it's actually not. It's just the ambient, you know, track that plays for the area that you're in. And so I think potentially removing those kind of ambient tracks that are gunshots and mutant howls and stuff and groans, and making those only happen when it's actually something in the environment I think would just enhance the immersion like so much. Because again, it's nice hearing like distant gunfire every now and again, especially with this A-Life extended mod. It makes things feel a little bit more alive, but you know, the bugs are still there. We're just gonna have to wait for GSC to get around to it. And I know they're trying to work fast, I'm sure. Yeah, I know there's not binos. I mean, that's literally because the render range for AI is only 80 meters right now. But I have a feeling in time, we will hopefully get that kind of stuff. And if the GSC devs don't do it, I know the modders definitely will. It's just a matter of time. Overall, this game's been a pretty great release so far, and I think every Stalker fan's pretty happy with it. It just sucks that some pretty important areas of the game aren't implemented correctly, and a lot of the configuration for the PC version was very much obviously affected by the console version, and you can just see that lingering in so many different ways. Like hardware, like mouse acceleration being on, mouse smoothing being on, you know, keybinds that we can't change, being forced to have like press and hold on the same keybind for consumables and stuff. Like all of that kind of just seems like, you know, the PC version didn't really get the configuration that it needed. But I'm sure it will in time. I don't see why they wouldn't try and elevate Stalker 2's gameplay as much as they can by taking advantage of PC hardware. Even if that means it's a different experience on PC compared to console. Because, I mean, I can think of a lot of games that did that. I mean, the reason I got into PC gaming was because of Battlefield 3. When I saw the difference of Battlefield 3 on Xbox and Battlefield 3 on PC, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get a PC now. 64 players versus 32 players, better graphics, higher frame rates. You know, that stuff like really was like, wow, I need to get an upgrade. So I'm hoping that GSC kind of has the same thing where, you know, they're able to kind of upgrade the gameplay a bit and elevate it on the PC. Because it's definitely possible. I know it's possible. Speaking of the new Battlefield, are you hopeful for the new one? No, I don't trust them at all. To be honest, I don't give them any of my mental attacks, and you guys shouldn't either. And that's what I mean. Even before Stalker 2's release, I was telling everybody about how we needed to not have expectations for, you know, how good the game's going to be or however it's supposed to be played. All we should expect is that it's in the zone. There's bloodsuckers, there's artifacts, there's radiation, there's anomalies, and all of the main tropes that make Stalker Stalker. It's just on UE5 in a whole new way. And because a lot of us will tend to set expectations for ourselves with video games, we end up being let down because the expectation is set so high, that mental bar that you made for yourself. Sometimes developers can kind of elevate that too and like make it seem a little bit more overhyped than it should be. You know, we all remember like the old E3 trailers from Ubisoft, like Rainbow Six Siege. The trailer looked amazing, and they were basically telling you this is what the game is, and then when you get the game, it was nothing like that. But I don't think the Stalker 2 devs really did that. I don't think they really like hinted at anything where it's like, oh, like, you know, we're gonna have, I guess maybe the A-Life 2.0, because that's not working right. That's probably the main thing. But at the end of the day, they still delivered on everything I think that a Stalker fan wants out of the franchise. This truly is an amazing game. And the zone is really the main character here, let's be honest. The map is incredible. The graphics are incredible. The atmosphere is incredible. A lot of the audio is incredible, aside from like, you know, not being able to hear gunshots further away. There's so many good things about this game. And as Stalker fans, like, we should be really happy about this. But it doesn't mean we can't be upset about, you know, the things that are going wrong. And the things that have obviously kind of held the game back a little bit. But that doesn't mean it's going to be that way moving forward. At least we hope. I agree, yeah, the balancing sucks. That's why I use the modular hard mode. I want to shoot one in the air, hold on. I need to kill him while he's in the air. Oh, he just tried to do a jump kick. What the f- Ow! Oh! You, God damn it, Snork. Bitch. And see, because of the med mod here, like, having to heal yourself is a lot more tricky. But we can hit multiple and stack the effect. So if you hit 2 med kits, it'll start regenerating faster. Whereas right there, I'd be like, oh no, I'm almost dead. And then you just hit your med kit and you're just back to full HP again. Damn. That was, I haven't fought Snorks enough to know what they sound like. I kind of miss the old sounds. Yeah, that's, yeah, that was cool. Man, imagine fighting like 6 of these guys, man. That'd be hard. Especially with like not a semi-auto shotgun. Like, oh man. One thing I do find that's fun though is that you can't sprint and reload. I think that's actually a really good balance change because it kind of requires you to use your sidearms and switch to weapons in some situations. You don't always have the luxury to reload and you have to position yourself right to do so. Same thing with like consumables and stuff too. The only thing I think they missed out on is staged reloading. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically if I were to, like, I kick my mags out of the gun, I start running, I interrupt the animation, or maybe I heal myself, like anything that interrupts the animation. But notice how the magazine's back in the gun now, and I have to completely reset my animation from the beginning. Whereas what should happen is that the mag is out of the gun, I should then, once I go back to like, you know, being in the neutral position, my guy just inserts his magazine. And then if like, you know, the weapon's completely empty, he takes the mag out, he puts it in, you interrupt the animation, he pulls the gun back out, he racks the bolt. You know, that's something that I think should really be a standard for pretty much any FPS game nowadays. I feel like that's just kind of the inputs that you need to be having in your game for it to not feel like older and clunky. Fuck. These guys are fucking me up. Shit. I'm low on ammo too. Okay, not the energy drink. Not what I wanted to hit, but that's okay. Might have broke line of sight. I think he's like suppressing maybe my last position. There you go. Running away. Did he run away? I wonder if he ran away. I mean, that would make sense. Oh no, he's still there. And they love their grenades, dude. It would be cool, like, if there's a chance where, like, if, you know, a squad of, like, you know, stalkers come in and you kill most of the group pretty quickly, that, you know, maybe 1 or 2 of them might even try and run away. I feel like that'd be kind of immersive. That way they're not just like, no, we must kill him. Kind of makes them feel a little bit more human. The fuck? Some stalkers showed up. Greetings, stalkers. Okay, that felt pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, this 8 Life Extended mod really kind of makes the zone feel a little bit more alive, and not having things spawn directly on top of you is a pretty big W. Yeah, ever since I got a new playthrough using these mods, this has been a lot more fun. We will have the mod list posted down below as well for you guys. So if you guys are curious what mods I'm using, you can go check them all out there. Oh, some more snorks. Holy shit. Snork gang. There must be a snork player around here. Damn, that's a lot of stalkers. That is a few squads. I wonder if it's probably 2 different squads. Damn. Yeah. Help him, brother. He needs the help. That's cool. They do need to eventually kind of de-aggro, though. I feel like it's weird. This is like they're just kind of like all gun ready up. But I mean, I guess I'm doing the same thing, so it kind of makes sense. You'd think they'd maybe relax a little bit more after a fight, but they still might be on edge or something. I've noticed they actually have like multiple states, kind of like Metal Gear Solid AI, where they have like a passive, a caution, and then like combat and like alert. And then they also have like search modes as well. And I think it would be cool again if they expanded and added like flee modes, so they would actually like try and run away from fights if they felt like they were losing. Or maybe like if they got jumped by a bunch of mutants and, you know, one of them might actually try and run away and get the fuck out of there. You know, those would be really like realistic events to kind of see transpire with stalkers in the zone. Yeah, a lot of these sequences have been really cool, and genuinely, since I played on a vanilla playthrough in this area and coming back here again with some of these mods, it just feels so much better. Oh, we also got that new detector, by the way. Nice. Old Scanny boy has a longer range. Still like a low-level detector, but it's got a much larger range, so we can find out where the artifacts are. Saves us some time. Seeing how much you like realistic games, I wonder how much if you'd ever played Arma. Oh yeah, dude. What got me into PC gaming was Arma 2 DayZ mod. I actually founded 6 months ago the largest server cluster for Arma Reforger. I don't know if you play Arma Reforger, but I helped basically start this massive Arma community, and we've been it's basically the culmination of like a lot of people's different work, and it's like a really dope community. It's WCS, if you've heard of it, worst case scenario servers. But I was one of the original 2 creators that started it, and then our team grew and became more robust at making really cool ass mods. And now we're like pushing out some of like the hottest fucking mods for the Reforger community right now. Like you should see some of the vehicles and like little birds that the guys like fucking made, bro. Like all the stuff that they're fucking making is so sick. Especially if you like Arma, man. If you like Milsim stuff, like you guys gotta play Arma Reforger. It's a really, really good time. Shout out WCS.
Ну кажи, раз шари підкотив.
Would I try and run a clean mod after the official patch, or what will you do? It depends. I don't really know exactly what's going to be in the next patch. All I know is it's going to be like a lot of bug fixing and stuff. However, if they do some potential balancing changes, yeah, for sure, I would definitely kind of try that out and see how it feels. But if I don't see anything on the changelog in regards to like balance, as well as a couple other things that I use mods for, I will keep my mods, because frankly, the gameplay that I'm getting right now with my like mod pack so far has been like 10 times better than my initial playthrough. It feels much more in line with like the Stalker gameplay that I'm used to, without like it being a complete overhaul. It's just changing a bunch of the base values that are in the game. And again, the mod that does that, for those of you guys who are just getting here, that's the modular hard mode, a part of my mod list. It has a bunch of different modules that change different aspects of the gameplay. Does it make the game harder, or does it balance the game better? I'm on Stalker difficulty. Yeah, I think it balances the game. Oh, it makes it harder in a different type of way. It's not like it's easier all of a sudden, but in the base game, like the TTK for mutants is really high. There's a massive abundance of items. Like you never run out of medkits, food, or bandages. You just end up having like essentially an unlimited supply, because you just get fed so much constantly by the game, whether it's crate spawns, stalker spawns, stashes. So again, I would just recommend you just go read the mod page for modular hard mode. It's on Nexus, and then you can get all of the information you want to know about the mod. But it overhauls it in a way where it's like the combat's more tactical, risky, and rewarding, but still very lethal and fast. In a lot of situations where you'd basically just insta-heal out of stuff, you don't really have the luxury to do that. So just check out the mod list, guys. Give it a check, see if you like it.